I think we're gonna. So I did notice during the set. I think I'm gonna start hitting F4 before each set just to kind of. I gotcha. Currently, there's an odd thing with Dan's game that we're noticing. For a little bit, it was on. Sorry, I'm still like shaking. It was on
This one. All right.
It was a full. It was on when the game's full screen and tabbed out of to click on something else. There was a bar that appeared on the bottom of the screen. We're noticing the frame rate dipping a little bit when we do that, so we noticed it fixed it if you just hit F4 twice.
Okay.
Which is good because it can be a little stressful otherwise.
All right. All right. So we got.
You guys good to start whenever.
So we got Stroder playing Ranno.
Yes.
And we got
Ash
GCM.
playing
Ash.
Orcane. He was a Zetaran for a while, but he just started to have more fun with Orcane.
I drove him over here, so he's giving me
giving
some
you a little
insight
bit of
on
story. Yeah, he's been having a lot more
here.
fun, and he's really good with the character. So
yeah, I think as he told it, I think he said to me that doing Zetaran combos on Scrubs Online gets boring after a certain point in time. But he just hasn't gotten tired of Orcane.
And then we have Stroder, and I think Stroder is one of the fastest and honestly one of the most effective Rannos I've seen in this game.
Yeah,
he's really good. He's super smart in the way he plays and the way he spaces, and just like he's a bit of a prodigy when it comes to smacking you off stage and killing you at 30.
Yeah.
That being said, Ash is really, really good at just dealing with aggression. If you push a lot of buttons, his Orcane will do
nice
something like that. That was amazing.
All right, so
this is the best spot.
Explain what just happened there to me.
Yeah. So Orcane as a character has some really, really strong normals. When the puddle is on the stage, that little goop blob that's kind of sitting there, he can either up B to it, which is a recovery move and also a kill move, or he can use it. He can consume it if he's near or slides over on a smash attack.
I see. You can also turn it into bubbles, which just
which
gives
gives you a little bit of space.
A lot of little
the bubbles
hitboxes.
can be parried, and if they're parried, Orcane goes in a free fall.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely a risk-reward thing.
And there's that read, because you kind of want to camp out.
Yeah.
You kind of want to camp out that puddle because you, past a certain point, you kind of have to expect that that's where Orcane's going to go.
Yeah, he does have some other recovery tools. He has if he hits jump and up B at the same time, instead of consuming the puddle, you might only be able to do this without the puddle. Actually, I'm not sure, but it's called an Orca hop, and it gives you like a bunch of height.
Okay.
And also, he has a side special that climbs a little bit when he uses it. So he has a few things that work to let him not have to use puddle. And really good Orcane, you'll see Ash even will do. Ash will do that, and he'll avoid using puddle if he can. But sometimes you just know he has to use it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that there's like a 90% chance that there was no stage striking involved. They just gentlemen to this stage.
Yeah, Merchant Port is a very common stage, just a gentleman to.
Okay. I was gonna ask like what really goes into what's balanced about that, but we're kind of already moving on to the second game.
So Merchant Port, out of the 5 starter stages for Arizona, has just become one of our default stages. It's a really good layout. It favors a few characters more than others, but for the most part, no one's really bad on that stage.
Okay.
And I mean, I know there's someone who's going to be in chat and be like, absolutely not. I play Eliana and that stage is AIDS. But I don't know. Like, there's probably players who don't like it, but for the most part, in AZ, it's a pretty liked stage.
All right.
And Rockwall is a very common counterpick stage, which is funny that it's on the starting stage list, because it's definitely more of a counterpick.
Had a bit of a flub recovery there.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll happen. Ash is a really competent Orcane, but it can get nerve-wracking, especially if you win the first game.
I mean, if your recovery is like anything other than brainless, you're just gonna have those moments.
It's true.
Honestly, and sometimes even when your recovery is brainless, you'll have those
still
moments.
Do it, like, I'll be the wrong way. No, I mean, and Rivals recoveries.
I love Rosalina.
Woo! So many times I've seen it happen. We're like, I need to hold in really hard. Just woo! All right, well, you held in really hard. So something about the bubbles that's worth noting. When you detonate it, if you do left or right on the analog stick, you'll actually steer the bubbles flow.
Okay.
So normally they'll go like straight up and kind of spit out of it. But let's say you do left, then the bubbles will kind of all lean towards the left. Same with right. And if you go left, right, left, right, left, right, you'll see the bubbles will start to spread out more.
Okay.
So that's something you might see him do if he wants like a tear net. And he actually has some really good bubble play, so you'll see a lot of that.
Yeah, I've already been seeing some of that. So I'm guessing that's just kind of an air dodge when he kind of disappears and shows up again.
That's his side special. His side special is kind of like Maple in that he dashes the distance, kind of like Ike as well.
Okay.
One of those type moves. But he disappears in the middle of it. So it's kind of like a Sheik vanish that only goes horizontal.
Like Greninja's side B?
Kind of, yeah. Greninja's side B is a good example. Has a hitbox at the end too.
Okay.
But he disappears. He doesn't just like kind of like fall with it, you know. So it's more like a Sheik up B that can only be used horizontally.
Okay.
And you can parry it, of course. And if you do it on a puddle, it gets stronger, and you don't go into free fall out of it. Normally it puts you in a free fall, like Sheik's down.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see it there. And, ooh, that was smart. If Stroder Company wanted, which was a sweet spot, would have spiked him straight down, and then he would have gotten another one too. But
Ash kind of caught on to the fact that he was getting chased, so he was able to use that.
Up and out, fall out of it, and then just up B immediately. Super smart. Super close game too. Stroder had a really good start of this match, so it could be anyone's match at this point. Oh, what a call out. It's so smart. Stroder as a player, I think, his strength and rivals. Honestly, his strength in a lot of games. It's the ability just to read you. He has a good feeling of where you're going to be and what you're going to do, and he's just smart.
Yeah. That's really a whole lot of this sort of game, is just kind of knowing where your opponent's going to be.
And what they want to do. So he's really good at calling out things, but on that note, if you're predictable, you'll get punished by Stroder really, really hard.
Yeah.
If you're not predictable, I've noticed Stroder has to play more neutral with you, you know?
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, the hitbox on that.
They both kind of got a grin going on. You know? Dude, I've been...
Not the way you really like to see matches end.
We ran straight back. So, I will say, Stroder almost had a really good set with Dolphinbrick. He's had a few really good sets with Dolphinbrick, and Dolphinbrick always ekes it over.
Okay, yeah.
And
I've seen that in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, honestly. And just keep doing it. But he had a really close set with Dolphinbrick. Dolphinbrick's a very good player. He's currently top 5 in the world and probably the best Orcane. And he's still upset that he has lost him because he knows he can beat him, right? So Ash, give him kind of flashbacks. I believe this is the exact same thing that happened, where he counterpicked and ran back to the stage multiple times. So it's a hard matchup, and I feel like Stroder is still figuring it out and getting the feel for it now.
Yeah. Taking some time to download here. Ugh.
Nice.
The disadvantage state, the offstage disadvantage state in this game is brutal.
It really is, and you just got to be able to fight back. There's some characters who have better time than others. Absa has a bit better.
Like Claren?
Claren and Absa have a decent one. It depends on the character too. Like if you're fighting a Crag, it can be really rough as Crag, or as Claren. And vice versa, like Crag has a really rough one against characters like Maple, for example. And I mean, Maple, same thing with Claren. A different character can exploit you in different ways. And if you don't have the kit to deal with it, or just know how, it can really lead to some bad things. Okay. So I think Stroder's biggest thing here is he goes in a lot on Ash. I think if he needle camped a bit and made Ash approach him, he'd have a way higher success rate.
Yeah.
But I think it's working a lot better in this game. He's being a little more patient. Just kind of spacing really well. And when he gets advantage, he's not losing it.
Combos into dash attack.
Your
this
best
game
DI
is wild.
on dash attack is just out. Hard out.
Okay.
If you go in, you'll just keep getting hit by it. And that being said, hard out at low percent, it will combo and twitch off, and he'll get a free way to pull you off stage. Best way to mix that up is to go in or out. Just kind of make your opponent not sure what you're going to do.
Okay.
But that's the rule of thumb in this game in general. That was a way cleaner set.
So
and also,
goes.
to remind everyone, first stock was taken by Ash that game. Then Stroder took it without taking damage, and it was dead even.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
We're going to Tropical. This is Ash's favorite stage. And he's definitely going to do some stuff here.
Oh, was that?
Why did you Maple?
I'm sorry. Oh, God.
I'm going to.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. We'll reset it. You can't click on anything. It'll pull them out of the game.
Okay.
If you click on anything, it pulls them out. Okay?
I see that now.
Luckily, they just started. So
yeah, that was... Like, that only makes sense now, but... Oh, my God.
Why'd you click it?
I just saw... I was going to change that.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's okay. You know for the future.
Yeah,
If you click there, you pull them out of the game. So luckily the match had just started over there, so this might kind of ice out Stroder a bit, which is okay. It's whatever. Stroder will be able to do fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna see one more. This is the last game. That's a fake game. The real games are gonna start now.
Right. I see what's going on. Kind of getting a reset here.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're going straight back into this game, though. This is Ash's favorite stage. So as a stage, I personally am not a big fan of letting him take me here if I can help it, but he's quite good on it. And it's a good stage. I love the stage too. Then we see Stroder's amazing punish game. God, his platform movement's so good.
Part 1 of 3, accepting your death.
Yeah, like honestly. So that was super, super smart by Ash. He did a droplet, right? But he did a turnaround in the air.
Okay.
And then he did his forward air. And Orcane's forward air spews bubbles and makes you move backwards. So he turned around and did a fair so that he'd go towards stage and get over Stroder's head.
All right.
Super smart and put him in a spot where he can get a little bit more damage in at least before losing that stock.
Yeah. That stock was kind of on its way out anyway,
but hey, you know,
the more you can get out of it, the easier you're gonna have a time later on.
And you never know. In this game, you can win without getting hit. It's just how it is.
It's kind of how it has to be.
So because you can win without getting hit, the only hit that matters is the last hit you take. That is like a huge lesson to learn with all Smash games. The only stock that matters is the last one. That doesn't mean play like a deuce, but it means don't be afraid if you're behind.
Yeah.
Your stock melted, don't worry, theirs will melt just as fast. And then of course, you know, the classic advice of don't get hit is always required. Man, I am not looking forward to being at work in 8 hours.
Oh dear. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. It'll be okay. I got a lot of sleep today, so it should be okay.
All right, that's always good. Wow.
And
he knew that Stroder knew that's where Ash was going with that forward air. Oh, good call. Ooh, but he was all over it next on that one.
Ooh, this is close, man. Ash does not want this going to game 5. If he gets his counter pick again, so that's good. But if I'm Ash, I don't know where I'm thinking of taking the frog. He lost his jump. Ah.
And back we go.
Oh, man. This stage's audio is a little bit wonky, as you'll notice.
Yeah, I can see that.
The actual audio normally is phenomenal. It's a Shovel Knight mix. Some of the best songs of the game just kind of put together.
Yeah, I've heard it before. It's
but
yeah, I really like
just
this.
Due to the current audio issue that we have, the song's notes kind of hit a little sour.
Oh, I think I'm noticing that.
But that's something that we'll work on. We're actually going to be putting a lot of effort and time into fixing the audio for both the players and you guys. Hopefully by the end of by the time we get to the next tournament. No promises, but we are working on finding a solution before the next one. And we have a few ideas already. Oh boy! Well, he's living that though. So he really wants to close the stock on Stroder, just like that, and now it's an even game. This is game 5, both perfectly even on the stock now. But we have a disadvantage state. Look, it's really slower.
It's happening
my
again.
God.
It's happening again.
Okay, that up tilt was probably one of the sickest options I've ever seen cover a side special. Seeing a frog just somersault real quick. I think the scariest spot to be when you're fighting Stroder is disadvantage. Like, being in this area is terrifying. With SBS, I'm more afraid when I'm in neutral than when I'm in disadvantage. Same thing for, like, Chef. With Stroder, I'm terrified of disadvantage state.
Yeah, because this is just something I've noticed. When you're in disadvantage, suddenly your options, your options are start becoming limited. But then in that, while you're in that disadvantage, it gets really easy to panic. And when you panic, suddenly your options get even, your list of options gets shorter because they're just there are only a few things you can think to do. That's a great parry.
So there we go. With that, this is a perfectly even game. Any hit can do it from either player. Because with how these players play, one hit can convert into a full stock.
He wanted it. He wanted it.
Somebody down after they do that. Like, did you really think I was going to do that? What a fool.
This could be it.
There's the parry.
There's the parry.
Not enough. Orcane is one fat puppy.
But Stroder is content to stay right where he is and let Ash come right to him.
So Orcane, when he does the side special, he can hold, or he can tap down, and he can do a side special that's a shorten. So you have your normal distance, and then you can go a shortened distance as well. And I think Stroder's in a really good spot to catch a shorten, but not the full one. God, this could actually go to anybody right now.
It really could.
Ash was hits away, man. That was a crazy match. That was some good stuff.